Hey, what's up, Agents for Life? Welcome to podcast 204, where we're going to go over some awesome stuff. This is the game plan for $100,000 in your first year and almost tripling, 2.5ing it, if that's a thing, in your second year. So I dove deep into a spreadsheet. I know that's dangerous, and I was out of commission, geeking out over numbers for the last couple of days because I want to share a game plan with you. But before I do, a couple of things that I want to go over before we jump into this that I want to make sure you understand. The first one is an announcement. Okay, actually, before I even get into that, back up. We're on video now. This is a new thing that I'm doing just to try and get my content out a little bit more. I'm recording my podcasts on video. So if you want to see the video version of this, then you got to go to my YouTube channel and you'll see it on there. Otherwise, it's going to be just business as usual for the rest of you that are listening to it on audio. But there are some times when I want to reference something on video. And so that's why I'm starting to capture these. And podcast 204 is my first one where we're actually doing a video. So if you're just now coming on board and seeing this, you've got a couple hundred podcasts full of a lot of information, a lot of training, a lot of great stuff. So here we go. Quick announcement. This coming February, okay, we got 4 months. It's coming February, is the national training at Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay, Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, you may not live near Raleigh and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't go to Raleigh. Well, now you do. Okay, I want you to think in terms of, I'm getting myself there. Why do you need to get to Raleigh February 2nd and 3rd? That's where all the agents in the whole country are coming together, including all the top producers, okay, including the leadership of Equus, including all the carriers. We're going to have breakout sessions. We're going to have trainings. We're going to have networking, face-to-face stuff where you're sitting down with anybody you want to meet, talking about business, how they're doing things, getting tips, rubbing shoulders with people face-to-face. That energy you cannot get from Zoom. The Zoom has some energy filter on it where there's only so much before it gets to you, out the mic and out the speakers, and then it's like, all right, it's exciting, but it's absolutely nothing like when you go to a live event. It's like drinking from a fire hose, and businesses explode after national conference. So this is an event you do not want to miss. I promise you will not get anywhere near the value of what happens there on your own outside of that room. And we are going to the event on the 2nd and 3rd, and it is a free event, by the way. The sponsors, all the carriers are the sponsors, so they're paying for lunch. They're paying for all you got to do is get yourself there and pay for a hotel room. That's it, and you can pack 4 of you in a room and split the cost in a Motel 8 or whatever down the street. Whatever you got to do, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you're there. Okay. So if you haven't yet, push pause right now. There's a little pause button below. Push pause, go to the link, get over there, click, get your ticket. I almost said buy because it doesn't cost. It's free. There's no cost to getting your ticket. Make the commitment, then figure out how you'll find the air. If you don't have enough money for airfare, don't worry about that right now. We'll go sell a few applications, make a little bit of money, and get you there. Okay. We'll figure that out. We're entrepreneurs. This is how we work. We figure things out. We know what's important, and we do whatever it takes to get there. So this event normally is $150. It's absolutely free. Go reserve your ticket because it will fill up. Reserve your ticket, leap of faith, right? And you got 4 months to figure out how to get a little bit of money for airfare and hotel. Okay, food's paid for. So I'm just telling you, push pause, go get your ticket. Do it right now. If you wait till tomorrow, there's no guarantees when that's going to fill up, because you got agents like me all over the country promoting the heck out of this thing. And there's going to be a ton of people coming. So I couldn't be more excited. Besides all that, I want to meet all of you in person. I want you there so we can sit down and strategize and celebrate and look at your success and see where we need to. I love those face-to-face meetups with my team. And there's a lot of you that I've never met. And I'm going to be there. I've already got my ticket. My wife is coming. I want to meet you in person. So I want you to make it. Enough said on that. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. I will absolutely help you find how to get those tickets. Trailblazer Award, if you're brand new, if you haven't started yet, mark your calendar and try and get that Trailblazer Award. First 45 days, you know the deal. 3 applications, 2,750 paid APV. Okay. Anyways, just a couple of things there, but let's jump in. I can't wait to show you this. Okay, ready? I'm going to blow your mind. If I can find the share button. Here it is. All right, look at this. My latest creation. Those of you who know how much I love my spreadsheets. Okay. This is a simple kind of a game plan, really. I mean, it's a pro forma is probably a better way of saying it. Now, before I came on board Equus, I spent years and years exploring different businesses. I was never really successful at any of them. I wish I was a serial entrepreneur, but I do like cereal. So there's that. But I always like to explore business, and I would always like to go in and do the projections and mess around with numbers. And in Excel, of course, you can run formulas and you can kind of calculate out based on certain paths where you'll be 12 months from now, 24 months from now, 36 months from now, if you follow a certain plan. So there's a lot of particulars in here. And I want you to know, don't be afraid of all the numbers, but I want you to know I'm very, very conservative on all of these numbers. But this is a game plan. And here's 2 reasons why I go over this. Number 1, give you a track to go on. Okay. Just something like, oh, you can see how it's possible. But number 2, to plant that vision in your mind, because when you can see that it's possible, you get a little excited about it. I remember, there was one project, it was a real estate project. I hardly had a snowball's chance in hell of ever making it there, but I did. I tried it, and I was playing around with the numbers, and man, those income, what I could make if that went through would have set me up for life. It was a big deal. It never went through, but it was fun, and it got me excited because I could see the numbers. I could see what's possible. Okay. That's what I want to connect with you about right here with this. So starting from the top, we got the contract rate, 70%. We're assuming you're purchasing 200 leads a month at a rate of $18 per lead, cost per lead right there, $3,600 of investment per month. Now you're freaking out, right? Going, I don't have $3,600. Okay, don't worry about that right now. Okay, just follow me. Okay, because everybody starts where they are. Okay, I'm assuming high cost on leads, low close rate, low production. I'm trying to make kind of a worst case scenario to see if I can break this system, but it still comes out really profitable. I'll show you why. Hours worked, we're going full time, baby. We're going all the way in, 50 hours a week, 40 appointments from 200 leads, 40 measly appointments, which you can do better than that. 50% show rate, only 20 of them show up. This is for the whole month. Okay, only 20 of them show up. Okay, a 50% show ratio, that's very low. And then you have a horrible close rate of 35%, which means you wrote 7 applications. Okay. And then you have a terrible placement of 60%, meaning 4.2 of them actually got issued. Okay. Personal APV based on 1,000 per application, which is an average. 5,000 APV, just over 5,000 for the month. All that work, 5,000 APV, not very much. But in there, you also had a couple of debt-free for life referrals. I'm going to say 1 in 10 actually get done. But you know what? We're doing 1 in 10 of those that show up. So if you had 20 appointments and you asked on every single one of them and only 2 said yes, okay, that's what's happening. So here's the question. Did they show you the program that can help you out of debt, all your debts, pay off your mortgage in half the time or better without changing your budget? Did you see that? Everybody says no. Next question is, would you like to? Would you like to see the math? A lot of them say yes. I'm going to assume 1 in 10. Okay, it's very low. Our specialists then take over. They have high close ratios. Okay. But I'm going to even make it so they had a bad day and we're at 30%. So between those that show up and those that close, only 30%. Okay. That still yields you a profit. Now, in this case, $833, because the average payout on a debt-free for life case is $1,250. Okay. That doesn't change. So we're gonna make a little bit of money from debt free for life, and your total between your total personal gross income was about $3,300 for your first month. But because you spent $3,600 in leads, yeah, you scroll all the way down here, total net income for the month was negative $250. All right, this is a business. It can go wildly profitable, or it can actually become negative. And for your first month, it's negative $250. So you're discouraged and you're thinking, why should I go through all that work? Because if I were to continue doing that all year long, then yeah, you'd have a horrible year, right? Losing $250 a month. All right, but that's not what happens, because watch this. In February, or the month number 2, you go in and you do the same thing, okay? And you produce pretty much the same thing, only your placement's a little better. Your show rate's a little higher because now you've got some experience. I mean, you've run 20 appointments. You're going to start getting better. So your show rate, your close rate, your placement rate, they're all bumping up 5%. Okay, so you're making a little bit more money now for the same amount of work. Awesome. You still refer a couple of debt-free for life cases, same type of a thing. Now your personal income is $4,235. Your net income after expenses, $635. And if you factor in the team and all this stuff, which really isn't kicking in at this much, a lot yet, you are at a total net income of $423. Okay. Now, third month. So it's still not a lot to be excited about. You know, you're in the red or the black. You're not in the red anymore. You're in the black. But I mean, who can survive on $400 or $500, right? You can't. So here we go. Month 3. You're gonna go through the same thing. A little bit better close ratios. We're getting better at our craft because we're practicing. We're showing up to the coaching sessions. We're getting better. Now, boom, look at that. APV of 9,500 because we have better placement rate. We're writing more policies. Your gross income 57 minus expenses. Now you're making $2,100. But this right here, this yellow block, this is your team, and team is starting to kick in. What do I mean by that? Okay, ICAs. We are talking and sharing the opportunity to 4 people per month. Okay, can you handle 4 per month? 1 a week, 1 person every week. We're adding to the team. We're saying, come join me, and they sign on. Okay, we don't know what they're going to do, but they join. 4 per month in a full month. You got 4. Okay, most people can do a lot more than that, but we're being very conservative. So you can see every month we only grow by 4. Even as the team grows, we're still only adding 4 total. So when you have a new person on board, those 4 new ones might come from you, or it might come from the new person, or it might come from one of the new person's new person, right? So could come from anywhere, but we're growing at a rate of 4 per month. And then we're going to say only one of those actually does something. So 3 of them come, get excited, do nothing. One of them starts writing policies. And then the next month, that 1 goes to 2, and then it goes back down to 1, because sometimes we have slip-ups. And then it goes 2, then 3, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 3, then 4, then 5. So we're kind of going like this. Very slow, steady, up and down growth, something similar to the stock market, right? Anyways, without the huge spikes, because we're being consistent and steady in our activity. So nice, slow, steady growth. If we factor in qualified unique writers, and eventually start getting a spread, because look here, boop, you went from 70 to 75,000. Why? Because you hit 5,000 total APV twice in a row. So you hit 75. And you can see we go to 80, 85, 90, and so forth. So in this month, we have a 5% override spread, meaning your team does a little bit of production. Now I have them doing 50%, all of them together collectively, only doing 50% of what you do personally. Now, is there a good chance they'll do a lot more than that? Absolutely. You can see over and over, I've been very conservative. So let's say they do half on both debt-free for life and team APV. So you get a little bit of that. Look at that. You get an override of $69 for that debt-free for life, $711. Okay, total now of $6,400, and your net income minus expenses is $2,563. Now, you're going to notice here, I got a line item for chargebacks. Okay, most people that do these performs wouldn't even include chargebacks. We don't like to talk about chargebacks, but chargebacks are real. Now, do chargebacks happen? Yes. Do they happen very often? No, especially if you're careful. Here's what I'm assuming. A 5% chargeback, okay, which is very reasonable, but a lot of times agents that get roll-up debt from their downline, the downline takes care of it, okay? And a lot of times, sometimes they don't. So I'm just factoring in a general straight across the board on all of your income, 5% rolling back up, and I'm taking it out of the profits. So I'm accounting for chargebacks, even though probably if you're writing good business, it's not going to be this much. So let's go back up to month 4. So you can see I've thought through everything here. You're still at 75,000 or 75%. Okay. Personal APV. Now you're hitting on close to 12,000. Okay. In a month of APV. All right. That's pretty good. Income after expenses, $3,500. But after your team and everything, $3,700. You're just making a couple $100 of overrides going on there because the team's kind of small. Month number 5, personal production. Oh, you're getting a bonus too, by the way. Personal bonus. Look at that. Equus is paying you because they're happy with your progress. So month 5, you get a bigger bonus because you hit 15,000 plus in your APV. And your personal income, 6,800 minus the plus the team minus the expenses. Now you're at 8,300 for the month. All right. Things are starting to change. People can leave their job on $8,300 a month. Right? Some people can leave their job on $3,700 a month. But when the team starts kicking in, you can see the spread starts increasing. Your personal production starts increasing. You get better at your craft. All these things start factoring in to make you a more profitable business. Okay. And you can see it's like compounding interest. It's just going to start escalating from here. So June, you still do the same. You can see these months look very, very similar. Look at this. In fact, boom, boom, boom. How far do we go? All the way the next 6 months, you're doing your same personal production. 14,000, 15,000, right around there of personal APV. It's not breaking your back. It's not, there's a lot of people that do a lot more. At the end of there's people that do that every week, let alone once a month. So it's nice. You just keep in a nice, slow, steady pace, 14,000 a month. Now you're referring, you can see your debt. Referrals are nice, slow, steady. You're referring a couple of cases. You're referring 4, writing 2, 1.2, getting some extra, very conservative numbers here, but you're getting some bonuses. Okay, so this all looks very similar, but look at the bottom half. Look what happens as we start growing, adding ICAs. Okay, the end of month 6, okay, you're making 9,500, 10,000, 12,000, 16,000, 14,000, up and down because people come and go. I've kind of factored that in, 18,000, 20,000. So let's add all those up together. Look down here at the bottom, $117,000 of net income. Okay, after lead costs and after chargebacks, 117,000. Your personal income, personal net, 71,000. So if you didn't have a team and it's just you and your wall and and your pen, as they say, in your office, just you, 71,000. What happens in year 2? Boom, it explodes. Now you're only doing 90. So you're doing, because I backed off, I actually accounted for decreased production so that you can free yourself up to handle a team and be more of a manager. You're producing less. You can see here, we're going from personal production of 14,000 down to 7. So we're backing off quite a bit of personal production. However, your total gross, your total team APV, you can see it slowly going up and down, but generally up. And look at your income numbers, 21,000, and now you're as high as 25,000. If you add those up together, that's 262,000 of total income for the year profit. So anyways, it can go, of course, we're just on year 2, but if you check the trajectory on year 3, 4, and you keep moving that forward, you're going to see that the team volume eventually completely takes over to the point where you can back off your personal sales, get out of the field, and just run a team and a base shop and continue to grow and grow and grow. So based on a few assumptions, you heard what those are. We have to be focused on a couple of things in order to make this work. Number 1, your personal numbers. You've got to produce every month. You got to dial. You got to get people on your calendar. You got to find that magic number, right? And you got to stay there, consistent. Okay, it's going to get tough, but you can't quit. The only thing I can guarantee is this right here that I just showed you does not work if you quit. Okay, period. It's going to get tough. Remember those first months? Not very much income. Okay. You might be in one of those months right now. You can't quit, because the months, once you get the hang of this and once this kicks in, you're going to be so glad you didn't. So number 1 is personal production. Number 2 is referring. You've got to refer debt elimination cases every appointment. You can get, if you get good, you can make more money referring than you do on your personal production. There are agents like that. So get good at referring, because there's high dollar cases, annuities, IULs, debt elimination, and infinite banking cases. Okay. Those are all awesome to refer. And you don't have to do all the work. You refer and they split 50% of the commission. So that's it. Personal production, debt elimination, okay? And then team personal production and team debt elimination. So we have to add a team. That's the third component. We got to be hiring, and you duplicate everything that you're doing, your production, your magic number, the system, the training, debt elimination. We're doing all that. We're just teaching that to the next guy, and teaching the next guy to teach the next guy, and so forth. Okay, all the way down. Is there any number of hours or limited number of hours in a day? Absolutely. When you build a team, absolutely not. Okay, I have 24 hours. But when I build a team, I got thousands and thousands. There's no limit to how many hours, because there's no limit to the number of people I can add to my team. So I say all this to just tell you, if you're in the early stages and things are a little bit tough right now, you know what? Hang in there, stay the course. But I wanted you to see the big picture with all the numbers. And it's a lot of numbers. And I hope I didn't scare you. But I love numbers because they give me hope. They give me a track. They give me confidence that something like this could happen. Now, it's not going to be exactly like this. And I've tried, like I said, to be very conservative with my estimates. And I've even factored in ups and downs, good months and bad. So it's not like, because no business just goes like that. And it still comes out really, really well, even on a budget of $3,600 a month on leads, which most people, frankly, are not spending or not investing that much. They should be, but they're not. So anyways, I hope you got some things out of this. I hope you got some nuggets. I hope you walk away with a little bit of hope that the numbers actually work. And even conservatively, they work huge in your favor if you just dig in, stay the course, keep the big picture in mind. And finally, most importantly, don't quit. I'll see you at the top. Thanks for listening.